Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel, Rich43. Hope you're all doing good, guys. Hope you're all well. Well, it's come to that time, guys. I did promise you I was going to get back to building. We are now building Dom's Charger from the Fast and Furious franchise. The Dom's Charger RT 1.8 scale. This build started, guys. I know it's been a bit of a up and down situation the last 6 weeks. If you're regular to the channel, you'll know 1 to 3. Yeah, because we're on issue 4 now. 1 to 3 I've already recapped, and now from issue 4 onwards all the way up to issue 100 it's going to be a fresh build weekly, guys. So if you want to continue to watch this build, please, without fail, smash that subscribe button, bell notification, not to miss out on any future videos, and please guys, give us a nice big like. I would really appreciate that. If you want to take a look at the first 3 issues of the recap of this build, of course have a look in the playlist, guys. Smash the subscribe and like button. And when you've done that, obviously you can continue weekly looking at the fresh builds from issue 4 now onwards. So yeah, it's going to be a weekly thing, guys, every Wednesday. So please tune in every Wednesday to watch this wicked 1.8 scale model be built for 100 issues. But without further ado, guys, it's time to crack on with Dom's Charger. Hey guys, then let's jump 2 feet straight into this brilliant 1.8 scale model Fast and Furious Dodge Charger from the Fast and Furious franchise. This build, guys, it's going to be amazing. Can't wait. What I've done here is I've just put a few parts of the build which you guys who are regular to the channel will know. I've already done issues 1, 2 and 3, which you can check out in the playlist, guys, if you want to see those recapped. In issues 1, 2 and 3, these are the details what I've already built. So you can see the carburetors in that. So that's already done. That was a recap. Again, look in the playlist, guys, you'll be able to see it. With this bit, what I did, we put the inside of the bonnet. But again, I'm just briefly going over these, guys, so you know what you've missed if you're new to the channel, if you've not been able to see issues 1 to 3, videos 1 to 3. Then I put this together, the steering wheel, and then of course we've got the wheel here. Look at the details of that, guys. And then one of the other issues was putting the grille obviously on the front of the vehicle, which looks cool, beefy. I can't wait till this model's built, guys. I really can't. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you these because through the further issues now, we're starting today with issue 4. You're going to start seeing some of these being put to parts of further issues, if that makes sense. And I don't want you thinking, well, how come we've not seen that? But just to let you know, guys, I've recapped issue 1 to 3. Some parts I did build. I think this was a build on one of the videos, so you can see me building that, putting the grill on. But guys, just check it out. Check the playlist out, Dom's Charger, you'll see it. Check that out, and then you can catch up and then start watching today's video, obviously from issue 4 onwards all the way up to 100 issues. So without further ado, guys, I'm just going to clear the desk, we'll have it through the mag and crack on with this week's build. Right, so first of all, we'll have a look through the magazine, what we're going to get weekly. And I did an introduction to all this build as well, guys, back in issue 1. Check that out, as I've said in the beginning of this video. All the videos I've done so far are there, guys, including the D builds, which I did for 6 issues. You might not be into that, you might be, but it's just a bit interesting how it is to debuild it. And I did that, guys, so I can start building now from issue 4 way up to issue 100 and get this model built in front of your own very eyes, guys. And guys, if you're not subscribed and you want to keep watching this video and keep watching this build, please smash that subscribe button. Give us a big like. Would really appreciate the big like and the subscribe, obviously. But yeah, there's the content we've got in this week's mag. Dom there. I love the Fast and Furious franchise, I do. I really do. That's why I had to do this build, guys. And then we're straight in to the instructions, which is the front left brake and the suspension. And by looking at it, it don't look too complicated. There's a fair few steps, but it looks pretty cool. And that's why I did show you the wheel, just what we've already done. So you know that it's already been built in previous issues. I think it was issue 1 to 3. But check it out, as I said in the playlist, guys, and you'll be able to find out what I did. Yeah, some more content. And then obviously once you've caught up, you can watch weekly on my channel, Rich43, of this 1.8 scale Dodge Charger from the Fast and Furious franchise being built weekly, fresh builds, guys. Yeah, so without further ado, let's crack on. So if you did watch the D-build, you'll know I was putting all the parts in these little Titanic boxes to keep them safe, ready for when I do start building. But let's go through what we've got here then. We've got the caliper, which is 4A, place that down there. And then we've got 4B, which is the front left wheel hub, that's plastic. And then we've got 4C. Where's that one gone? There it is. 4C is the front left spindle, that's metal. And then you got 4D, which is the brake disc, that's plastic. And you got 4E, which is another part of the brake disc, plastic again. And you got 4F, zoom that in again, there you go. 4F's the upper front left control arm. And then we've got 4G and 4H, which are the shock absorbers, the piston and the cylinder. Scratch there, guys, because obviously the D-build that was, but you ain't going to see that when it's all rebuilt. So put those there. And then we've got the 4I, which is the spring. Then you got 4J, which is the front upper spring mount. That's metal. You got 4K, which is the knuckle arm. Yeah, again though, if you can see wear and tear there, guys, that's obviously because I've already built it and then I've de-built it for you guys. What else we got in here? Jumping ahead a bit, we've got 4-0, which is that little plastic part, which is the shock absorber travel limiter. 4P, that's metal. 4P is the front left brake caliper base plate. And we've got 4M. It's a bit of a tiny piece, that is. 4M is the king pin. You've got 4N. As you can see there, there's an L there. So that's obviously going to be the left side. So 4N is front left suspension arm. And then we've got the screws. We've got IM screws, EM screws, so we'll put those at the top. We need IM, EM, and we've got GM, and I think I've got some FM screws over there. And the only part I think what's just over the way out is 4L, which is the suspension ball joint, which is this part here. So guys, without further ado, let's crack on with this build. It's worth the wait, guys. Here we go with Dom's Charger, the rebuild. Right, so first of all, see, it starts at 4. I think that's because it's issue 4. Yeah, so you got 4 because it's issue 4, and then you got part 1 basically. Put the parts of the brake discs 4D and 4E together, inserting the pins piece 1 into their corresponding holes into piece 2. Right, so we want to put that way around. Basically got 2 little pins here, and we want to put those into the corresponding holes, like so. That's that done. So that's instruction 1 done. Now instruction 2, it's telling us to get 4B, and basically these two holes here. It's got to go into there like that. So you've got a pin there, little pin, that's going to go in the top hole. It's going to be like that, and then what we're going to do is attach that to that with 2 cm screws. Right, so I've got 2 cm screws out. So we just put that in the position it's got to be in, which is like that. No, it's not. I'm going. That's it, like that. And then what we need to do is get these CM screws put in. So yeah, put these in those 2 holes, nice and tight. There you go, that's those 2 in, 2 CM screws. That's that done. So it's looking like that, pretty cool. And then we'll put that to one side. Instruction 3, it's saying take 4p, which is this one, and it's got L on there because that's the left side, and then we need 4c, which is that one. And all we've got to do is face that way around, push that through the hole, and as you can see you've got 2 holes there to screw in with 2 CM screws. So I'll just line the CM screw up. Might be better using this one, to be fair, it's got more magnetic on it. Start that off in there. Yeah guys, if you're not already subscribed, you're new to the channel, smash that subscribe button for us guys, never to miss out on this build in future weeks. Also, you'll obviously not miss out on any other content on my channel. Got the Titanic, Millennium Falcon, not in those orders, Star Wars X-Wing, the Ferrari when I can get parts for it, and some other stuff as well. You got Elvis shorts and that. So yeah, subscribe guys, bell notification not to miss out, and give us a big like, would really appreciate that. Right, so I've just put 2 CM screws in there, that's that done. So we'll put that to one side as well. Now what it's saying do now in instruction 4 is take 4C, which is that part there, what we've just put together, and then take the brake, which is 4E, put it that way around, and basically just push that through there like so. It's taking shape guys, taking shape. And then what we've got to do is get the caliper, which is 4A, face it that way around, yeah, take the caliper, and then it goes on like that. Then we've got to attach that with 2 CM screws. So I've already got one of those lined up for you guys. Right, so that's lined up. And then attach that with 2 CM screws. Comment down below as well guys if you're building this, or you've built it, or you're building it along with me, or you've decided to build it because I brought it to the channel. I'd really appreciate that, just to know if you're building it along with me, weekly, monthly. Right, that's that done. So I'd say that looks pretty cool. Look at the detail guys, it looks actually like a real caliper, that does, and a real brake. So we'll put that to one side for now. Now, instruction 5 is saying take 4G, which is going to be this part, which is the shock absorber cylinder. And then we need to get 4J, which is the spring mount. These are both metal pieces, guys. Now, what it's saying do is put 4G in there, like so, which will only go in Y, as you can see, because that's like a rectangular shape. And then we're going to attach that to that with the EM screw. Right, so I've got that EM screw lined up. Just put that back in there. There we go. And then screw the EM screw in there. So excited to do this build, guys, I really am. You know what I've gone through to do this. I mean, I started building it a couple of years ago, up to issue 10, as you know. and then I was going to recap it up to issue 10 and then obviously build it from 10 onwards, but I didn't want to do the same as I've done with the X-Wing. So what I did, mad old me, is debuild it. Just 6 issues that was. So I debuilt the 6 issues, and guys, as I said at the beginning of the video, check that out if you want to see the story and the length I've gone to do this build again. So I debuilt it for 6 issues from issue 4 to 10, and now what I'm doing is rebuilding it from 4 to 100. So that's how that looks, guys, like that. That's all done. Look at that. That's how much pressure you have to put on to put these screws in. Right, so that's that done. Now further on this instruction 5, it's saying take 4H, which is this part. And 4H is, let's just have a look, is the shock absorber piston. And then take 4N, which is metal again. That's a suspension arm. And what you want to do is position it that way around, guys, and this will attach there like so in a sec when we put it together. And take 40, which is the travel limiter. This is important, guys, this is, so we put that way round, and then just push that in there. Like so. So now what we've got to do is we position that way around, and 4H is going to go in that slot there, and then I'm going to attach that with an FM screw, which I've already lined up. Remember the trick as well, guys, if you're screwing into metal, because I've debuilt this bit, I shouldn't have a problem, but if you do, just apply a bit of WD to the screw first and you shouldn't have any issues then. So we'll put that FM screw in there like so. That's that done. And that's how that looks. If you didn't take what I said just earlier, this is for me debuilding it, but you're not going to see this when it's built, but it's a bit of a shame really that it's scratched, but that was my choice to do that. You should have a bit of a better quality piece there. Right, so if we turn this way around like so, that is going to be ready for instruction 8 in a second. What I've got to do now is go to instruction 6, align the upper control arm for F, which is this part here. That's 4F. What it's telling us to do is attach that to the corresponding holes in the side of the spring mount. So if we position that like that, guys, and then get the spring mount like that and the control arm like that, and that's going to attach in there like so. I'm going to attach that with 2 FM screws. Yeah, so we've got to put 2 FM screws in here, which will attach the upper control arm with the spring mount. So we'll just tighten those up. Yeah, later down the line I'll probably have to apply some WD to these screws into metal, but because they've already been used before I debuilt them, I'm not having any issues at this present time, so we'll just crack on with it. Yeah, guys, I really am excited to be doing this to the channel now and bringing this to the channel for you guys. Right, so that should be like that. Just check it's okay. So that's how it's asking for it to be positioned. You can see that lip there, so you know you've got it the right way around. And that is instruction 6, all done. Right, 7. We did jump ahead then, guys, so I've gone down the page. We've already done instruction 7 by inserting the pin travel limiter into the hole. We've done all that. We've done instruction 7. Sorry about that, guys, but jumping ahead of myself there, but that's all done for instruction 7. Now instruction 8, it's saying take 4M, which is this part here. Put my hand, that's it. And then we've got to apply that to that gap there. So that'll slot in there like so. And then we need an FM screw to screw it together. So if I just get the FM screw from over here. See, I like showing you when I'm lining the screws up, etc., and putting them in, because I just think that's part of the video. Don't you think I'm skipping the difficult parts, if that makes sense, which I'm not. But sometimes it just makes the video nice and flowing, if that makes sense. Right, so that's lined on there. But I'll try and show you every step of the way, guys. Now, if you make sure the holes are lined up, I'll show you in a sec, 2 seconds. These screws, they will go through very easily if you make sure this piece here is lined up with the hole it's going through to, because if not, you're going to wreck the thread on your screw, basically, guys. You don't want that. Right, so that's nice and tight, and that one's nice and tight. So that is instruction 8 done. That's what it's looking like at the minute. Oh, it's so good to be doing the building as normal, guys, instead of the debuild. Right, instruction 9 is saying take the knuckle arm, which is 4K. Again, this is mostly all metal, guys. All these pieces are metal. So we want 4K onto the end of the kingpin of 4M. So that part we've just put in there. That bit is going to be attached to 4K. So how it looks on here. See, that was already attached to that. That was from when I debuilt it. But I'll take that out and we'll keep cracking on. So I'm building. I don't want to keep going on about the debuild now, guys. Right, so we've got 4K. And what it's saying do is attach it to 4M. Like so. So it looks. And then what we've got to do is screw that in with an EM screw. So if I get an EM screw again. Do you know what, that little piece I've just took out, I wondered where that had got to. I left it in 4K. I was worried where that had gone because I didn't want to lose any pieces, but I found it now. It's all come out in the wash, as they say. So if I put that like that. Just careful not to wreck the thread on the screw, guys. Make sure your screw's nice and straight. Screw that in there nice and tight. There we go. And that is how that's looking. Pretty cool. Right, so now we've got to turn the page over and see what we're going to do next. Okay, then instruction 10. Let's move these parts over here. What it's saying do now is put the complete suspension and brake parts together using 2 CM screws to join the knuckle arm 4K to the spindle of 4C. Right, so story short, guys, we'll position this like that, and then we'll get the brake, which is going to be there, and we need 4G, which is this part, obviously. So yeah, it's saying do this part first, isn't it? Yeah, I was right. I was going to do that, and then I thought to myself, am I doing this the right way round? I was. Sorry, guys. Oh, it's definitely been a long week, and the Christmas dinner was wicked, but it was a bit of a messy one, if that makes sense. But it's all good, guys, just in case anyone's wondering out there. It's a good night. It's a good night. Right, so we need 2 CM screws. Let's put it this way, I'll still be covering Monday just gone. So that was a nice, messy Christmas dinner, and the dinner was nice. I had a few too many beverages, let's put it that way. Not too many, it was all good fun. But yeah, I had a good time. So we'll put this way round, line the holes up. And then we'll start those off in there. I'll just put them in light first, for starters, and then we'll tighten them up. I know you guys won't notice, but I'm filming this later than usual for you guys. But yeah, as I went out Saturday for this meal, I do a lot of yeah, it's a little bit of an insight really, but I do a lot of filming over the weekend because of work commitments, etc. It's the only time I can get it done, but because I couldn't do it, I've had to do it later in the week. Well, you'll still see it at the same time, guys. It's still coming out at the same time, so that's all good. Right, that's that done. So that's how that looks. Starting to take shape, guys. Let's have a read. Instruction 11. Insert the ball joint 4L. So it wants us to insert 4L into the corresponding L on the upper control arm, which is this part here, guys. So put that in there like so. And then we've got to attach a screw to that, I would have thought. Yeah, a GM screw. GM screw in there. So, yeah, I'll put all these in bags so I'm not going to lose them. I should have had a bit of a nightmare by now. So, right, this is the GM screw. And then it's asking us to screw that in to this part here. Yeah, I'm just double checking I've got that right. Yeah, into 4L. As you can see, it's gone right through to the other side, and that's secure in there. Just check that's tight enough. Yeah, that's cool. Right, so we're up to 11. That's how it should be looking. Now, instruction 12, slide the front left wheel you made in the second. Yeah, it was the second recap, guys, the wheel. So if you want to check that out, this is the outcome. If you want to see that, what it was like. Well, I didn't build that, to be fair, because these ties would have been a nightmare to take off. I think if I remember right, I put just the centrepiece in. I might have took those out. I can't remember now. You'd have to check that out, guys. But that's the finished result. That's the wheel. That's why I've just quickly, briefly, earlier in the video, shown you all the parts we've got, so you know what's been going on, basically. Right, so you've got a little washer in here. So if I take that washer out, like so, and then we've got the screw we need, so we'll put those to one side, and then what it's asking us to do is put the wheel, let's read it, assembly session in axle spindle, remove the wheel hub cover, basically attach it. We've got to attach it to the brake disc and suspension, like so. So you see that going on like that. Pretty cool, that. Now, before I attach it, you can see a little raised mark there. You can see that in the screen. There you go. That has got to be slotted in to that raised bit there, well, that gap in the circle, and you can see F on there, which stands obviously for the front wheel. So if we get that in the right place, there you go. See how that slots in perfect, and then you're going to be able to turn the wheels then without any problem, and that's secure then. So once we've done that, what we need to do now is put the washer, which I've just taken out for you, but we'll put that back in now. So that goes in there like that. It will go in, guys. You just got to persuade it a little bit to go in. Once the screw goes in, it'll tighten it up. So there's the washer. And then what we need is an IM screw, which I've already got out. And then what we're going to do, screw it in. And that's attached. And we'll put my screwdriver, there we go. Just careful not to cross thread your screws as you do this. Just take your time, guys, you'll be fine. Make sure that's nice and tight. That's that done. Look at that. Don't that look cool? I mean, I won't worry about that looseness. I'm going to try and tighten it a bit more in a minute, but once that's all structured up to the suspension, it's not going anywhere. And that could do with tightening a little bit anyway. yeah, I'll give that screw a little bit of tightening, and as you can see, that's not going anywhere now. That's cool. That's all ready to be attached to the car later down the line. But yeah, there's the wheel attached to the suspension and the brake disc. It's not moving that. That's brilliant, that is. Love that. That's going to be the steering, obviously. Well, part of it, should I say, later down the line. So that's all good. Just checking all these screws look tight enough, because you do not want them loosening when it's all attached. Yeah, and you guys was probably saying, what's he doing, what's he doing? I've dropped a boo-boo there, guys. Don't worry, it's not a problem. I was running away with myself there, I think, getting a bit excited. Obviously, this part, 4L, has got to go into 4F, like so. It's not a problem, guys. Sorry, I've had a busy week this week. I'm tired, I'm drained. And after this, I'm going to have probably a cold beverage or something. Right, so I'm just checking if I'm not rushing ahead of myself here. So I think we've got to put the spring on there. So that's got to attach to there like that. And then that spring's got to, yeah, so I best get this spring in first. So what we can do is put the spring in there. Attach 4L. So that spring's going to keep popping out, isn't it? I do remember doing this before, it was a bit fiddly. Right, so put that on there. So yeah, that's how we want it looking. We ain't got to attach the spring or anything yet. It's not telling us to do that. So this is going to be fun, trying to get this screw on here. Do that like that. Put that the right way around, and now we'll try again. After I've run away myself there, sorry guys. It's not a problem, I've just jumped to an instruction, that's all. We've resolved it. So yeah, I'm putting a GM screw in here to attach 4L to 4C. Well, that looks a bit better. That's better now, we're getting somewhere now, guys. That's nice and tight. And that is everything for this issue, guys. That's how that's supposed to look. Pretty cool. I love the caliper, I do. It pops. Look at that. Look at that. Wicked. But yeah, that's already there. See, there's no spring in there yet. I think we have to do that at a later issue. But it's all attached. Everything's where it should be. And guys, that is it for the first build. Well, since the rebuild, since the debuild, see, I'm getting confused myself now. This is the first proper build out, issue 4. And we're going to start as we mean to go on, guys. That is it for this week. The final result, obviously, we've got the wheel, brake, suspension all attached. And then we've got this spring, which we ain't had to use this week. Guys, I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a big like. Would really appreciate that. Please subscribe to see more notifications, well, bell notifications, so you don't miss any future content on my channel, including this build. Really appreciate you watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one. Well, guys, this model is up and running now. We're back to rebuilding Dom's Charger from the Fast and Furious franchise. This week, what we've just done is the front left suspension and brake. I'm into it already now, guys. I hope you guys are as well. Please subscribe, guys. Notification, press that bell notification not to miss out on any future videos of this build and anything else from the channel, guys. And please, would really appreciate if you give me a big like. Would really appreciate that. But yeah, this is going to be up weekly now, guys. Dom's Charger from the Fast and Furious 1.8 scale. Weekly, fresh builds every Wednesday. So come back every Wednesday, guys, to tune in. And of course, look at the playlist of whatever else you want to watch as well, guys. And smash that subscribe button for us. I know I've said that a lot in this video. But I'm hitting 275 subs now. I'm a quarter away in watch time. I've done 1,000 hours watch time. And really a quarter that with subs. So I'm getting there, guys. I really want to get monetized, make my dream come true, and I know you guys can do that for me. So if you're new to the channel, you know what to do, and for all you regulars, really appreciate you guys. But yeah, for now, that is it for this week's build of Dom's Charger. I'll see you in the next one. See ya, peace.